Okay, so welcome to the webinar for the Masters in China Business Studies offered by the Faculty of Business at the Hong Kong Polytechnic University. My name is Pam Si Hui. So what we are going to talk about today is basically why you should choose PolyU, and more specifically, why the Faculty of Business, and what can our program offer you. And then finally, we'll talk a little bit about the admission information, including scholarship. And then we'll leave some time for you to ask any questions. All right, so let's move on. So first, why do you choose? Why should you choose PolyU FB? Why do you choose PolyU Faculty of Business? Well, our faculty is actually one of the largest in the region, with over 200 academic staff and over 5,300 students. It has a scale, it has a whole variety of different programs, and CBS, China Business Studies, is one of them. Our faculty has a motto of ideas. That means innovation-driven education and scholarship, with a 3D design focusing on discovery, design, and delivery. So basically, we pick the latest innovation from research and try to integrate that into our curriculum so that we can deliver some of the latest knowledge to you. Now, according to the University of Texas at Dallas ranking, we are ranked number 65th in the world in terms of research contribution between the year 2008 and 2012. We are also one of the very few faculty of business in the world that got triple accreditation, namely the accreditation by EQUIS in Europe, EMBA in UK, and also AACSB in the US. So that tells you a little bit about the quality of our programs. Now, why specifically MSc in CBS? As you can see, China has become a larger and larger market, and some people argue that predicted that by the year 2020, China will become the biggest economy in the world. So there is a lot of potential, but China also has a lot of issues to solve before it can become the biggest economy. So that means there is a very big market for talents who can understand the environment and the development in China, and can evaluate, can analyze what is going on, and can analyze the policy, what the policy means, and a wide variety of issues, including ethical issues that's going on in China, and evaluate the opportunity for businesses and organizations in general. And so there is also a very big market for people who can understand the Chinese culture and Chinese language. So what can we offer with our program? I will focus on three specific features of our program, namely multidisciplinary approach, and a balance between academics and practice, and also the very interesting China immersion experience. So first of all, in terms of multidisciplinary approach, even though our program is hosted in the Faculty of Business, we actually got a lot of help from the Faculty of Humanities. So they will offer us courses on Chinese language and the Chinese culture. And so it is an interdisciplinary approach, combining knowledge from various business disciplines, economics, sociology, psychology. You get to know a little bit about management, politics, marketing, accounting, finance, different aspects about China, the Chinese environment, and then you get to learn a little bit about the culture from the Faculty of Humanities. So that's the multidisciplinary approach of this program. Now, take a look at the courses that we offer. You see that the picture looks a little bit complicated, but it's actually quite simple. In the first semester, you take 6 compulsory subjects. That is the leftmost box that you can see. So 6 out of the 7. And then in the second semester, you take 2 of the compulsory subjects, and then you pick 4 elective subjects from the 2 pools in the middle of the slide and also on the right hand side of the slide. And then in the third semester, there is 1 compulsory subject, and that is the China immersion program that I experienced that I'm going to talk about in a few minutes. So the whole thing lasts about 1 year. Of course, if you want to take a little bit longer, if you want to take a slower pace, that's possible. The maximum is 2 years. It's a full-time mode, and if you decide after joining us that you want to get out with fewer credits, you can opt for a postgraduate certificate or a postgraduate degree. And the detail about that is online also. You can check out our webpage for that kind of information. Now, if you have already learned, if you saw just now, some of the compulsory subjects are Chinese language. So if you have already taken classes at the same level on Chinese language, you can try for credit transfer. So we offer credit transfer for that. If you have learned that, you don't have to take it again. Right, the second feature of our program is the balance between academics and practice. So on one hand, we try to stick to the 3D idea and try to give you the latest state-of-the-art theories and some systematic knowledge and analytical tools, equip you with analytical tools and skills to analyze the Chinese environment. On the other hand, this program is not just all theories and concepts. We want you to get some hands-on experience, and so we'll insert a lot of up-to-date practical applications in the classes. We'll also provide you some career development so that in case you want to build your career in this region, we'll provide you some workshops and help in that aspect. And then finally, there is the China immersion experience, which I'm going to talk about now. Right, so what is this China immersion experience? Basically, it's something that you do in the third semester, and after you finish all the coursework, so you have a choice between having a 3-week study tour in major cities in China, visiting different organizations, trying to learn how things work in China, take a up-close perspective of what is going on inside organizations in China. Or if you don't like the study tour idea, you can opt for a 6-week internship option in China. So in terms of China study tour, in the past we have offered quite a variety of programs. So you can see on the slide here a table of what we have done in the past. So mainly the major cities in China. These are some of the pictures, so you get to visit and participate in seminars offered by the organizations. They will tell you what they have been doing and maybe some of their insights on the China market. On top of that, you get to socialize outside of the seminars, so you get to get a feel of social activities in China as well. So that's another part of the China experience. As for the internship in China, it's a 6-week thing between late May and July. And right now we have we can arrange the internship for you in Beijing and Shanghai. Is included in your program. So once you join, you can ask us to arrange for you internship in Beijing or China, and hopefully eventually we'll expand to other major cities in China as well. And some people prefer to arrange their own internship. That is fine too. So if you choose for us to arrange that for you, actually your tuition will include the flight and accommodation in wherever you are doing your internship. But if you arrange your own placement, then you have to forgo the flight and accommodation that you have already paid for. So admissions information, what do you need to submit? What are we looking for? Basically, there are three things that we focus on. The first thing is, of course, you have to finish your bachelor's degree or equivalent. And while if you can see the pie chart, it's a little bit small, but I can tell you what it is about. So if you can see in the pie chart, the majority of our students came from a business background. They got their undergraduates in business or related disciplines, but we don't restrict ourselves to just business. So you see people from the law discipline, from design, from engineering, from all kinds of backgrounds. So we don't restrict ourselves to just business backgrounds, but naturally a lot of our students came from business backgrounds. The second thing we look for is English capability, because our courses will be offered in the English language, and so it is necessary for you to have some basic or at least some level of English capability to be able to catch up. Otherwise, it will be a little bit difficult. So we look for either if you take your undergraduate in a university that teaches in English, that's fine. So you pass that requirement already. Or if you didn't study in an English teaching university, you can either take the TOEFL. We look for 80 or above on the internet-based test, or IELTS. IELTS will look for 6 or above. And if you're from mainland China, CET 6, you have to pass that. And then, of course, let me go back a little bit. Of course, if you have work experience, that would be great. But if you don't have work experience, we'll also take a look at your application. So work experience is an additional thing. It's not required. And Ahmed just now asked about the scholarship. If we look at your application and if we really want to accept you, we'll offer a scholarship. There are several scholarships available, and so quite a number of our current students are studying with scholarship. And so if we decide to give you scholarship, we'll give you the decision when we admit you. So you get to know whether you have the scholarship before you come. So it's not an after thing. But if you are interested in scholarship, please remember when you are applying on the e-admission account at study@PolyU page, remember to fill in the scholarship application form. Okay. So there is no specific separate link, a separate application for scholarship. You just follow the instruction when you are applying for the program. There should be an instruction for the scholarship. So so far we have students from different backgrounds, as you can see on the slide here. Various parts of the world, including Turkey and Russia. but also rest of Europe and North America, Australia, and China. The fee for your year, if you intend to apply for this year, this coming year, local students is around 190,000 Hong Kong dollars per program, or 42 credits, and then non-local is a little bit more, 230,000 Hong Kong dollars per program. And if you apply for credit transfer, there will be a little bit, the fee will be a little bit lower. And of course, bear in mind that there is a possibility for scholarship. This apply for Hong Kong applicants only, so it is included in the reimbursable courses for continuing education fund purposes. Now, if you have further inquiry for our program, you can either send an email to Dr. Hai-Tian Lu, or send it to me, Pam Si Hui. And we have a couple of telephone numbers here, our webpage, our email address, and the online application link. So that's very important. I'll keep this up for a while, so that in case you need to copy, you can get a chance to copy. The deadline for application is end of February, so you still have some time for to get your application package together.